This month, we are helping heroes home. Most veterans return home to lead healthy and productive lives. But as Tom Ziska shares with us tonight, sometimes that journey to success has some challenging detours.
Did you happen to see the email I got?
As Oliver Avery makes his rounds around the Veterans Administration Clinic in Richmond, he's more than the boss, making sure everyone is doing their job and that patients are cared for. He's had quite a journey to get here. In 1980, the end of the Cold War was nowhere in sight, with the former Soviet Union at odds with the United States all around the globe. That spring in San Antonio at Lackland Air Force Base, a young Oliver Avery made his way through basic training. That's him in the upper left corner. Looking back, the hard work was a rewarding experience, but the play was hard too.
You would have a good time with friends, buddies in the service and to work with you. And you would just drink, and this would happen daily.
After his discharge, the drinking continued. He says he downed a half-gallon of Kentucky bourbon every couple of days, and that made it hard keeping up with the job.
I'd wake up at 4 a.m. and start drinking. So by 6:30, it's time to start going to work, and I'm thinking, well, I can't go to work like this. I've been drinking already today.
He'd call in sick and get back to drinking. Oliver Avery was an alcoholic. In 2001, Avery lost his last job. His new car was repossessed, and he found himself homeless, working as a day laborer near downtown Houston, sleeping on porches and bumming meals from restaurants. It took a couple of years, but then a revelation.
I just knew that wasn't the potential that I still had. Coming from being disciplined in the military to almost rock bottom, I knew that wasn't the potential that I had.
So with a backpack holding everything he owned, Avery found himself a few miles up the road at the Salvation Army Harbor Light Shelter, talking to a veteran, asking for help.
I was going in with tape over my mouth and my ears open because my best thinking resulted in homelessness. So it's time for me to listen.
That's pretty typical for the veterans that we deal with.
Joe Reed runs the Veteran Administration's Vocational Rehabilitation Program, where Oliver Avery landed. Working with 1,000 vets every single year in Houston, the program provides substance abuse and mental health care, counseling, and housing. But the ultimate goal is to clear the path toward employment, starting in places like the VA Medical Center Laundry, so participants can train their way up the ladder.
We identify what their needs are, what their desires are, kind of do an assessment of what their skills are, and then based upon that, we create, again, an employment track for them, a vocational rehab plan for the veteran.
Everything going okay?
Everything's fine.
I should literally be dead.
9 years after deciding he needed some help, Oliver Avery is taking full advantage of his second chance. After his stint as a hospital housekeeper, he jumped at every opportunity he could find to train for something new, until he was asked to come back to Texas to open this clinic. And as he enjoys a life once never imagined with a wife who appreciates his journey, Oliver Avery will not ever allow himself to forget how far he's come.
I recognize it every day. Every day, from where I was to where I am. My wife Alice and I sit on the sofa at times and look at each other and just say, can you believe it?
And then he thinks about how far he may yet go. Tom Ziska, Fox 26 News.